loud. There we go. Cool. Thank you all for being on here. Of course, we've got, I know, a lot of sidelines on. A lot of people are on vacation, so I definitely did want to record it. But tonight, as a lot of you know, we're combining our team huddle. Mute everybody. Yeah. Okay, we're going to be combining our team huddles for the next 6 weeks. Angie, Paul, as well as Alicia Amayo and myself, we've all kind of discussed just maybe combining them for good, just because I think teamwork makes the dream work in this situation. And I feel like sometimes everybody gets tired of hearing from the same people. So I think that it might be a good thing for us to do. But we are in the middle of a 6-week challenge group. It's week 2 of 6. Super proud of those of you who are keeping on track. You shouldn't need someone to tell you what to do with your business, but it's cool to have someone to push you and help you be accountable in this type of a business. So if you're not on that push group and you want to be in the next one, just shoot me or your upline a message and we'll definitely get you on the next one. So tonight, last week, Angie had some of her rock stars on. And I thought it was a really great Zoom. I love getting tips from people that are doing well because that's what this business is about. It's like a copycat business. You copy the right cat. And you put your own little spin on it. So we all run our businesses differently. So I wanted to share my strengths in this. And I really, really I'd much prefer to interview rock stars in my team. But because I hate like sitting here blabbering the whole time, but I know that you guys really, really love the product information that I put out there. So I thought I'd do that first, especially for anybody that might be new and still learning or just confused. So I wanted to do that first. I am going to breeze through the facial line. So you'll get really fast notes during that portion, and then we'll discuss, there we go. And then we'll discuss from there what products are good for like different health issues or skincare issues, whatever. So feel free to use the chat option there at the bottom. If you're on your mobile device, you can click and use the chat option. And if we have enough time before the family call, I'll leave it open for some Q&A as well. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Melissa Martin. I am a triple diamond with It Works Global. Yesterday was my 4-year anniversary with It Works. I stumbled across the business from a before and after post. If you are not friends with me or don't follow me on Facebook, I just posted a little bit, 38 minutes worth of my journey and story. I tend to ramble because this business has been such an amazing journey for us and such a roller coaster too. So I tend to really get, fired up and go on, which I did today on my Facebook page. So talked a lot about my journey there, but yeah, I found this business through a Facebook post, which is why I'm really big on social media. Blew off the girl to come wrap me 3 times, finally wrapped, loved it, then blew her off again to sign up as a distributor at least 3 times. She finally bribed me and was like, I've got 2 customers I think I could put under you. That would give you a box of wraps for $25. And I was like, what? I've been paying $25 for wraps to, I had already bought like 3 wraps off of her or something. So I'm like, yeah, sign me up. I text her my social, my card, my name, all that stuff. So fortune truly is in the follow-up. I mean, if you add all those follow-ups together, it was like 7 or 8 follow-ups at least that she had gotten to me. And lo and behold, boom, in 3 months I went diamond. 9 months I went double diamond. In a year and a half then I went triple diamond. I always had my blinders on. I went through hard spots just like you guys, okay? The month I had to go diamond to get a $10,000 bonus, my grandfather passed away. 2 months after that, my brother-in-law who lived with us passed away. I was pregnant. I was so sick during my first trimester. I worked 40 to 60 hours a week, all the way through Double Diamond. I was still Double Diamond working 60 hours a week. So guys, there is no excuses in my book. And a lot of you who know me know that there just isn't. There isn't an excuse. If there's a will, there's a way. If your why is strong enough, you will make this happen. You have every single tool. I did not have an upline. I passed my upline immediately. So she was like, I don't know what this girl's doing. And she started calling me for help. Okay, so don't give me that BS that your upline doesn't help you. If you want something, go out there and go get it. There's plenty of tools. And you guys know that because you're on a Zoom right now where sidelines and uplines and all of that are willing to give you those tools to really run with it. And when I say run with it, gosh, I mean, you don't have to run with it, but there's so much opportunity. So please believe that you can. Okay, so that's part of my story. Wow, that was a ramble. Sorry. But anyways, let's get to the product training. I'm going to get right to it. Skincare really quickly. Like I said, this is going to be the quick part of it. Our botanical herbal skincare line. Skincare is a comprehensive system. No matter what system you use, every single person is supposed to cleanse their face and then tone their face. And then they're supposed to use a day cream or a night cream, depending on what time of day they do this. So obviously first thing in the morning or before you go to bed, day cream, night cream, that you get which one you would use. Why do we use different stuff for our face? Our face is like, our skin is like cardboard. Our face is like paper, regular paper. And then the skin under our eyes and around our lips is like tissue paper. So that's why you have a different formulation for each of those areas. You don't have the same lotion for your skin as you do your face, as you do, well, some people do, you know, like some people that just don't care, which is fine because I was like that person not that long ago. But you now sell skincare, so I want you guys to be informed. That's the reason why I love our skincare, because when people find a skincare that they love, guys, what do? They keep buying it over and over and over and over again. So this is a product that you can keep getting love and residual income. Cynthia, you're in my top left corner, like right next to me in this. And girl, like, go ahead and unmute yourself. And this girl's never going to quit no matter what because she loves our skincare line. Go ahead, Cynthia.
I use it. And I have a 13-year-old son who plays football. And so he gets the acne across his forehead really, really bad. And he uses the cleanser, he uses the toner. He's gone as far as doing facials with me. So we use it a lot, and I get a lot of compliments on my skin, and people don't believe that I am as old as I am.
You don't have to say the age. It's okay.
I love it, and I use it to shave my legs. I use it to shave my armpits. I can't say enough about it. I love our skincare line.
Love it. Thank you for sharing. So for those of you guys that are having trouble getting customers, and this is my favorite part when people are like, I don't think I could do what you do because I don't know anyone that would want to use that stuff. And I'm like, wait, so you're telling me you don't know anyone that washes their face? Like, you don't really? Like, wow. Like, I think I'm a dirty bird showering only every other day. But yeah, I know I just admitted that. But like, they didn't wash their face ever? Like, so go out and ask some people, you know. It's okay to ask them, hey, I am representing this new botanical skincare line. Can you do me a favor and just try my facial cleanser for 90 days? 90 days, and give me a review on it. I'll give you 40% off. Okay, that's them being a loyal customer, guys. Okay, so like I said, you're going to cleanse, you're going to tone, you're going to day cream or night cream. You use the lip and eye cream underneath your lips and eyes, so here and here. So Preventage is the day cream, Repairage is the night cream. Why are they different? Day cream, Preventage actually has ingredients in it that are going to protect you from outside pollutants even. So environmental influences that can cause aging. you'll notice, like, even though mine workers, they aren't in the sun a ton, they tend to have bad skin because they're around a lot of stuff, okay? Or factory workers, they tend to have more health issues. Those affect the skin too. Now, twice a week, you can use the exfoliating peel. Exfoliating peel, you would use right after cleanser. So write that down. If you like to use the facial wraps, my recommendation is to use the cleanser, the exfoliating peel, then the facial wraps. Facial wraps are amazing for fine lines, wrinkles, and a lifted look. Also a moisturized look. Exfoliating peel, I really love recommending to people with acne. There's glycolic and litholic acid in that. Those will actually, I mean, you'll meet estheticians that will tell you, like, glycolic and litholic acids are amazing for acne and hyperpigmentation as well, meaning people that have the discoloration of their skin, or scarring, things like that. Why should people use our exfoliating peel? This is one I will go on a little bit about. Well, you know that St. Ives stuff, and I'm sorry to make a product comparison, but that has plastic beads in it, and those plastic beads actually cut open your skin and make you more susceptible to aging and infection and acne problems. So it might feel really good. You're getting that exfoliating feeling. Your skin feels soft after, but you're leaving your skin open to a lot of issues. So the beads in our exfoliating peel, they are aloe beads. So as you rub them, they actually burst, and then they moisturize at the same time. So they're not cutting the skin open. So that's a really, really good product. The toner is amazing. Most toners are acid-based, alcohol-based, not acid-based. Balancing the pH skin. Ours is not alcohol-based. It's actually very moisturizing. And last but not least, the hair, skin, and nails in the skincare line. When should you recommend that? I love recommending it for people that are balding. I love recommending it for people with rosacea. I have Susan, you're on here. I don't know if you're paying attention, but Susan, would you mind sharing your testimonial with the cleanser and the hair, skin, and nails? I can unmute you. Hopefully she's paying attention. I didn't tell her I was going to do this. Hey, Susan, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Can you maybe, what I'll do, I can like share your photo, I guess, like in private with people if they want, but go ahead and give your testimonial on it.
All right. After I had my son about 8 years ago, I broke out really, really bad, and I went to dermatologists for many, many years, and I finally went, like, one dermatologist says I had lupus, and I was like, there's no way I have lupus. I don't have chronic pain or anything, because it was just redness and like really bad bumps, and it had like that butterfly look. Then I went to another dermatologist, and I told her that I think I have rosacea. And she was looking at it, and she was, well, I'm going to test you for lupus. As I already been tested, I don't have it. She goes, then you have rosacea. I was like, great. And apparently I had it since I was a kid too, because I used to wear glasses, and I used to think I had a...
There it is. Sorry.
That's
Did I
okay.
scare you?
No. They used to think because I was allergic to nickel, so they used to think that it was just my glasses causing all these bumps, and then they also thought I had acne. So I would get treated for acne, and nothing never, ever worked. I went on Accutane to help, like, because she said I had resilient rosacea, so they put me on Accutane, and that really destroyed my face. And and then a couple years later, I was introduced to It Works, and I started the hair, skin, and nails. I did that for 1 month. And then the next month I bought my hair, skin, and nails, and I bought the cleanser, and I started seeing a really great result. I mean, when I started with hair, skin, and nails, I did break out a little bit, but everyone told me that it was pushing all the toxins out. So I was like, okay. So I went with that, and then I started the cleanser, and I noticed a great improvement. I just kept with it, and now my face is clear. I still get a little bit redness here and there, especially when I'm in the heat, but I could deal with that.
Yeah. It's
And I think I just got my exfoliating peel tonight. I think I'm gonna try it.
Yay! Well, keep us posted. I absolutely love your results. Someone just asked some questions. Oh, okay. Never mind. No worries. Yeah, so rosacea people, that hair, skin, and nails, that actually will help boost collagen and keratin output in the hair, skin, and nails. So moisturization. So eczema people sometimes have great results with the hair, skin, and nails as well. And alopecia. People that have alopecia, they lose their hair in chunks. I have so many alopecia patients. I have a girl that's been doing the hair, skin, and nails for like 2.5, almost 3 years with alopecia. She went off on it for like 3 months. She's like, no, never again, never again. So we got her back on. But yeah, so that's another one that I recommend. Stretch mark cream is great for scarring as well. So that one's pretty self-explanatory. Stretch mark cream is for stretch marks. But before I move on, does anyone have questions on the skincare? You can unmute yourself. You don't have to put it in the chat if you want. 5.
I have a question.
Yes.
I have somebody who is pregnant. One of my friends is pregnant and she wanted to use it. Is it safe during pregnancy? I gave her the product sheet, and I told her to go to her pediatrician or her doctor. But is it safe during pregnancy?
Yeah, all the skincare line, aside from hair, skin, and nails, if they don't physically put it in their mouth, it's okay for them to use pregnant, aside from the wraps. And honestly, I wrapped while pregnant. It's just you want to cover your butt on that and say, here's the ingredients, ask your doctor. I wrapped my legs while I was pregnant, which was quite a feat when I was like 8 months pregnant, trying to get between those legs. So it was pretty interesting. But yeah,
Okay,
anything that when someone we always get the question, are greens safe while pregnant or nursing? Pregnant, nursing, diabetes, high blood pressure, psychotic meds, whatever. If they put it in their mouth, just cover your butt and say, here's the ingredients, ask your doctor. We have other people that take it successfully, but you don't know what else is going on. I mean, there's products that you can't even eat grapefruit with. There's medications you're not even allowed to eat grapefruit with. So just CYA is what I say, cover your ass. But skincare wise, like, it's like telling them, no, you can't use this soap. You know what I mean? So it's safe. Cleanser, toner, as long as they don't physically put it in their mouth, then like a vitamin or a supplement or something like that, then you're good. But good question. That's a really good question. I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, I'm going to move on to the products, the lifestyle products. I have a catalog in front of me. I'm missing just probiotics, I believe. Do I have the tons in here? Yeah. So let me just start with probiotics before I forget about it. Probiotics. What does probiotics? Pro means for, and biotic is life. Bio, life, for life. So if that isn't a sales pitch, I don't know what is. Antibiotics, you guys have all heard of. Antibiotics kill good and bad bacteria. So think of probiotics as the good bacteria. 80% of our immune system lives in our guts, okay, guys? So having good bacteria in your gut is essential to almost for 80% of bad things that happen to people. They get the flu, they get a cough, they get, any sort of crazy thing. We were even high cholesterol can be, there's certain strains of probiotics that they're finding that can help high cholesterol. So keeping that gut healthy is #1 key. So when someone comes to me with like this crazy off the wall, like I got this health issue going on, the first thing I'm like, greens and probiotics. It's like the savior, okay? But what I will do is I will go through and search on Facebook sometimes people that are posting about GERD, which is a I could tell you the medical term, it's basically like almost like a reflux. I search things like GERD or reflux or acid indigestion. And I will look for my friends posting about that. So I went through a post the other day, and a girl I had randomly friended was complaining about GERD and her acid reflux. So I messaged her, and this is all I say, guys. And I don't ever like get salesy. I just go, hey, Erin, I'm sorry you were experiencing this. So you apologize first, like relate to them. Hey, I'm sorry you're really experiencing this. I would love to share some information with you on a product that has really helped some of my clients who have experienced the same thing. Would that be okay? Within 2 minutes, this girl was signed up as a loyal customer. Okay, so you sometimes just have to listen to people when it comes to our products as to what can help them, because that's really what our job is to help people with issues that they have going on, and then help them make money if that's what they want to do. Probiotics are amazing. So between acid indigestion, people who have Crohn's, I'll search Crohn's. I'll search, I had a girl complaining on Facebook about, what the heck is it? Ulcerative colitis. Now what I like to do is I'll go to NIH.gov, it stands for National Institute of Health. I'm red green, so like I am leadership driven, but I'm also like I want to know how and why and whatever. So that's why the products are kind of like my thing. I know what works and why. I go to NIH.gov, National Institute of Health, and these are all studies that we are allowed to put out there on different ingredients. And I'll put probiotics and ulcerative colitis, and I'll look for different research on there that is, pro using probiotics. And I sent you, I said, I can send you some information on the research behind it if you'd like. Or I'll pick an ingredient from like the fat fighters. And I know it says that it helps with blood sugar. So I'll pick, Garcinia cambogia or chromium and diabetes, or chromium and blood sugar. And all these like research things come up. So if you have any doubt whatsoever, which you shouldn't, as to whether these products work or how, do that. I encourage you. And I like to tell like the ones that are really highly doubting me, like getting in a debate, which I don't get in debates with people and message. I will in person, if it's worth my time. There's a difference between educating someone who's skeptic and wasting your time with a hater. Okay, like there's a line there. Don't waste your time with a hater that just, no matter what you say, isn't going to believe you. Now, if they're on like a post going back and forth with you, feel free to educate, because there's other people watching, I guarantee you, but be professional about it. So anyways, back to probiotics. Anyone with a digestive issue whatsoever, 100% probiotics. That's like the very first thing. A lot of the times people with chronic acne even, I'll recommend, especially if the acne is in this area, it's usually bad bacteria in their gut. So here on their cheeks, people with the reflux, any digestive, any sort of thing like that, irregularity problems, IBS, search things like IBS on your Facebook search bar, see if anyone's talked about that. Any questions on the probiotics before I go? Oh, what makes our probiotic different? We've got 5 different strains of probiotic. Different strains of probiotic will target different parts of the GI system. Okay, so certain things can be good for cholesterol. Certain things can be good for managing blood sugar or blood pressure, or the actual digestive tract in expelling toxins, heart, mind. So different areas of the digestive tract can be controlled, and different strains target different areas. The other thing is we have 10 billion units of probiotics. Now, you'll see some things on the shelf that might have like 20 billion or 30 billion. The cool thing about our company is we have such a high quality control that we're not going to put those are living bacteria. So they start to die if it just sits there and sits there and sits there. Now think about how these big, huge companies, over-the-counter probiotics, just pump these things out and how long they sit on the counter. And that's why people might get better results with our probiotic versus something they get over the counter. But also a lot of over-the-counter ones, they only have like the lactobacillus bacteria. We have bifido and lactobacillus, and we have 2 bifido and 3 lactobacillus. So we're targeting the large colon and the small colon, large intestine and the small intestine. So it's just more comprehensive all around. I hope that makes sense. That's like super green as far as like info goes. Any other questions on probiotics before I move on?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, go ahead.
So for gluten intolerance, do you think that they would help at all with that?
There is no gluten in probiotics.
No, I know, but
Oh.
would someone having an intolerance, I'm like intolerant to gluten, and so
Okay.
would taking probiotics help at all with that?
Well, are you having digestive problems because of that?
Yeah, I just like bloat a lot.
Yeah, I would recommend that, and I also recommend a cleanse.
Okay.
And then, believe it or not, I have bloating issues and IBS issues and things like that. I really love the shake. It really helps with regularity.
So I was gonna start with the shakes, but I'm dairy free also. So basically,
So the shake is vegan. It's a
okay.
plant-based protein. We'll get to that. We have ProFit and we have the shakes, 2 different things.
Okay.
The shake is vegan, plant-based protein. It's dairy-free, soy-free, hormone-free. It's a very amazing product.
Okay, well,
So,
I'll wait for you to get to that.
yeah, no problem.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's what I would recommend. But yes, probiotics, definitely. Great, great product. Anyone else questions on the probiotics before I move on? No? Okay. Advanced Formula Fat Fighter. This is one that people tend to confuse with a weight loss product. Just because it says it's a fat fighter does not mean it's always a weight loss product. It does help with cravings, and it helps you absorb less fat into your body. I hate the word blocker for some reason, like carb blocker. It says on the bottle carb inhibitor. There's ingredients in there that help balance blood sugar. So when you eat something bad, high in sugar, high in white carbs, like white bread, it really spikes your blood sugar. Like white rice spikes your blood sugar more than like sugar does. So like people that eat sushi and think they're being really super healthy, it's not necessarily all that healthy. Or they're eating white rice for dinner with chicken or whatever. It's really, that could be where your problem lies. So when you eat a sugary or a fatty, okay, sorry, that's really distracting me. Sorry. Let me exit out of there. There we go. Okay, so when you eat these sugary or fatty meals, your blood sugar goes boop, it goes way up. Now, it's okay to spike your blood sugar because that's what gives you energy, but if you spike it really high, your body only uses what it needs and stores the rest as fat. That can be converted to fat. And that's what creates diabetes. So when we talk blood sugar, we're talking about like, if you keep doing that to your body, you're going to get type 2 diabetes, okay? Sodas, white bread, white rice, white potatoes, all those things are terrible for people that have diabetes or are trying to lose weight. So what I recommend fat fighters for is those bad meals, a cheat meal. After having cocktails, yep, I said it because I enjoy having cocktails, and alcohol converts to sugar in your body, okay? So that's when I recommend it. Now, some people just refuse to eat good in this world, unfortunately. Like, no matter what you do, you're going to get that client that's like, I'm trying, but I had like 2 pints of Ben & Jerry's the other night, and I couldn't stop. And then we went to In-N-Out Burger the next day, but I got it protein style and just ate the fries, not the bread. You know, like, so you're just always going to eventually have those people. So with those types of people, I'm like greens, Vital Core, and the fat fighters. Take your fat fighters after your biggest meal every day. And at least they're not going to gain weight for the most part, unless they just really, 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 really have a problem. And sometimes they do lose weight too, because their body is so used to having all that garbage come in that they're now at least not absorbing some of it. These like chromium, and chromium is clinically proven to keep your blood sugar balanced. There's Garcinia cambogia in there too, which helps with cravings and helps with your metabolism. And then there's also Neoputnia, which is a type of cactus fiber. Neoputnia, now fiber helps you convert sugar into fuel, into energy. So, for example, an apple and a candy bar have the same amount of sugar in them for the most part. But we all know an apple is better to eat, right? Like you can't just like, oh, well, it's the same amount of sugar. This is why like I don't think like certain diets work, because people are like, oh, well, I might as well have the candy bar. I'd rather have a candy bar than an apple most of the time. But the thing is apple is full of fiber, and that fiber helps you convert that sugar, and that sugar is also low glycemic. Not all sugars are created equal, okay? There's like a scale of different sugars and what they do to spike your blood sugar. And sugar directly derived from fruit is very, very low on the scale. It doesn't spike your blood sugar as much, which again, if we spike our blood sugar, what happens? We start storing the excess as fat, okay? So fat fighters, take after a bad meal. I love recommending them to my people that are on the verge of having to take insulin, so diabetics. Of course, you have to say the whole, like check with your doctor if you have concerns thing. But I have a client that's been doing this for 2 years with the fat fighters every day, 2 fat fighters after her biggest meal every day, and her A1C levels are normal ranges. A1C level is a diabetic term. And she went off for like 3-4 months, and her A1C levels shot up again. So I absolutely love recommending to my diabetic people. I'll put posts out there on Facebook sometimes and asking, are any of my friends diabetic out there? And then I'll message those people and say, hey, I got something, like you should give it a try. I mean, it's $25 for a month, probably less than they pay for insulin. You know what I mean? I'm not saying they shouldn't take insulin, but to help prevent them to get put on it or maybe lower their dose, that's amazing, guys. That's pretty dang cool. Okay. Now, one thing, since we're on the topic of insulin, artificial sugars such as sucralose, aspartame, and now there's another name, they just renamed it another thing. If it says diet or light on it, it does not mean it's good for you. A lot of competitor proteins will have sucralose in it. And this is my number one seal the deal. When they're like, well, I'm looking at this protein, I go, send me the ingredients. Great, sucralose, ingredient number 2. Guys, artificial sugars actually create insulin resistance. So all these people that are diabetic drinking diet soda, have you ever noticed that person that orders the diet soda tends to be the biggest person usually? Those are a joke. Artificial sugars are a joke and a scam. They create insulin resistance. Your body stops regulating its insulin of its own accord. So stay away from them and get your customers away from it too. That's one of the first questions I ask my people trying to lose weight. Do you drink diet soda, Crystal Light, Neo, sports drinks? What protein do you drink? Send me the ingredients. And I'll say this is a problem. We need to get this out of your diet. We need to get this out now. And if you're going to work with me, this is what we need to do. Are you willing to do that? Because it's one thing to get people to buy your product. It's another thing to get them to actually use it. And it's a third thing to get them to get results with it, okay? Depending on what they're putting in their bodies. So I want to set them up for success from the start. The diabetics, after drinking, after a carby meal, after a big meal, after a fatty meal, if you haven't learned how to do the Fat Fighter demo, go onto my YouTube channel, check it out. That's a deal stealer at parties. I will go to parties, take some fat fighters after, and they're like, what are you doing? What is that? I'm like, come here, let me show you. Give me some canola oil. Go step into my office. And it's like a deal stealer. Okay, everyone's like, what? Especially because I hang out with a lot of party animals. And I'm like, take these after you drink and you don't get a hangover. So all really good options there. Any questions on the fat fighters before I move on? See, I could talk a long time about these products.
I have a question on the fat fighter.
Yes, go.
So what about people who have like their blood sugar go really low? Is that going to be worse, or would that help?
It's going to be worse. Chromium actually can help regulate blood sugars as opposed to just lower it. What I recommend, most of the time those people need to keep their sugars up higher anyways. I usually recommend the greens and the vital minerals, because minerals, usually people that their blood sugar drops, they're born with something like that. So there's certain ingredients in the minerals that have been shown to help with like type 1 diabetes from the research I've done. I have a cousin that has such bad type 1 diabetes that he's going blind. So we did a bunch of research on that, not like maybe a year ago. I don't know that I would personally recommend fat fighters myself unless they tend to eat poorly. If you've got some like fit model person that eats kale only every day, like don't recommend the fat fighters, okay? So make sure you're being consultative to your people. I've had people tell me, I'm trying to lose weight, can I buy some of those fat fighters? And I'm like, wait, stop, time out. I don't know that that's what you really want, so let's talk about your goals. And then they trust you more and they're happier because they get the results that they want. Any other questions on the fat fighters? No? Okay. ThermoFit. ThermoFit is a metabolism booster. It's a thermogenic. That's what thermo stands for. What is a thermogenic? It works by increasing your body's temperature slightly to burn more calories and increase your metabolism. This is also great before drinking. This is terrible because, again, it's got higher amounts of chromium than does the fat fighters. The only thing, so again, because chromium and diabetes and all of that, so diabetics, they certainly can have great results with it. However, it's been my experience that a type 2 diabetic generally has a poor diet. So if you are burning more calories for someone that has a poor diet, they tend to get more hungry faster, okay? So then they're going to be wanting more bad things to eat. So I have witnessed people that eat bad often gain weight on the ThermoFit because they're now burning more calories and hungrier. Is it more hungry or hungrier? I don't know. So I recommend that to people. Most of the time I sell ThermoFit and fat fighters hand in hand because nobody's going to be perfect, right? So I will say, like, take ThermoFit for your good meals and take fat fighters after your bad meals. I personally take it with the meals, and I take 2. And then I also will take like a small snack and take it as like a pre-workout, a natural pre-workout. Everyone keeps asking for pre-workouts, like pre-workout, I need a pre-workout because it's giving me this rush to go work out. Your heart is a muscle, and if you stimulate that beyond the point to which it's supposed to be stimulated and then go and work out, which you're going to work the muscle, you can enlarge your heart. And an enlarged heart's a big deal. That's why you see these teenage kids, these football players, they get one hit and they're down and they die because they have a heart attack on the field because they're doing a pre-workout, because that's what all the celebrities are doing. And their heart's still growing. So they have this enlarged heart, they get one hit and they hurt themselves. So I am not a fan of pre-workout. So I use ThermoFit, or I use an energy drink, or I use the greens. Actually, I usually use the greens as a post-workout, but you shouldn't need to bump your heart like that to get working out. Your heart will get going. It's very dangerous pre-workout. So you could mention that to your fit people as far as that goes. Any questions on the ThermoFit before so good meals. Someone who has a good diet.
So I had a question, but my phone cut out about the fat fighters.
Oh yeah, hit it.
Okay, so I was wondering, because you were talking about it and then my phone cut out. Can you take it with more than one meal? Like, or does it work better?
Good question. So what I have found, I have like gone on vacation sometimes and taken it like 2 or 3 times a day. And that's
Two or just one, 2 or 3 times a day?
With two, different doses. The only thing is, it doesn't work in your colon like a diuretic, right? Like it doesn't make you poop your pants. So what I found is like my stomach was like absorbing this stuff, but like my colon wasn't keeping up. So I kind of felt stuffed up, to be honest with you. So I recommend only doing that every once in a while. Like if I only do that in like, let's say I go to Epcot Food and Wine Festival and it's like an all day thing, then yeah, and I won't have any issues. But if it's like I'm on a week-long lake trip and I'm taking them 2 times a day all day long, and that's what happened to me. Is I was on a lake trip for like 4 days and took it for every meal after. I felt totally bloated.
Okay, and then I do have a question about the ThermoFit too.
Yes.
So everybody's body is different, and this might sound weird because it's ThermoFit, and I know that it's isn't it supposed to heat up your body so it sparks your metabolism to go and burn calories, right?
That's how a thermogenic works. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, when I take the ThermoFit, I get really, really cold.
That's strange. You may have like the hormonal imbalance going on still from how old's your little one?
She's 5 months, so hormones definitely.
Yeah. Are you still nursing too, or no?
No,
Yeah, okay, there might still be a little bit of a like hormone imbalance thing going on, and I know sometimes people that have thyroid issues, they will usually, some doctors might say to stay away from that if they have like a hyperthyroid.
Okay.
But people with like thyroid imbalances, sometimes they tend to get like opposite results, or they need like double products just to get results. Not saying that you have that.
No, I just noticed I get really cold and I turn up the heat to like 85 and my husband's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I'm cold. I took my ThermoFit. It's not supposed to be doing this. But that's a good point. You mentioned the hormones, because I need to see my doctor for a hormone imbalance. So what does that do? Like, how does that play a factor?
It's just sometimes your body is like, it's like a shock method to your body, because your hormones are like, I don't know what's happening.
That makes sense, because I was like, I'm totally not supposed to be freezing right now. But okay, those are my 2 questions, so thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
As well.
Oh yes, go ahead.
Okay, so you were talking about how taking pre-workouts and stuff gets your heart going like too much and past its capacity. Okay, so I took the ThermoFit and was working out with my husband, and like literally my heart was pounding so hard. It hurt. Like it was like a little scary.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to like, I don't know, I wanted to wrap my head around it, because I feel like I have to defend it. I have to defend the product to my husband. Because he's like, no, like we're not allowed to take stuff like that in the Marine Corps. So like, why should you take it?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Some of our best distributors are in the Marines, and they ship them to the APOs all the time. It's but he's probably thinking of like stimulant stuff. So this is what happens. Do you have a blood pressure issue by chance?
No.
No. Okay. So if you people that have high blood pressure, green tea leaf extract.
Okay, I have been taking green tea also.
Okay, so you took both. So you were getting double caffeinated is what was happening. So I would probably lay off of that a little bit, because even though there's only like 17 milligrams, I think it is, of caffeine in the ThermoFit, it's a very pure form. And certain caffeines can actually spike people's blood pressure. So when you're spiking the blood pressure, your blood's pumping, right? That's the pressure of the blood. So you get that feeling, or you get really hot, or you get a migraine. You'll notice people whose blood pressure gets too high. So that could have been it. You might have jumped your blood pressure a little bit, especially if you hadn't been working out in a while too, or you were just really getting back into it, sort of a thing. My suggestion would be to go to like 1 before the workout.
I just maybe I'll stop with like the green tea. Like I
Yeah.
won't take the green tea on the same day.
Yeah, play with
I'm
it.
very sensitive to caffeine though.
Yeah,
So
that's probably.
I only drink decaf coffee.
Yeah, that probably is what it was then. Yeah. So take 1 or then take a half and then work your way up and just see how your body adjusts to it. You know? Or greens before.
Can you explain to me why it's safe for us as people in general to have these? Okay, I've just been getting really frustrated because I'm just hearing a lot of like, well, I don't believe that people should be, using anything to help them work out or do all that stuff.
You don't,
So, like,
you don't need something to help you necessarily work out. But I will tell you a few products when working out. When you work out, you sweat a lot and you lose a lot of sodium in your body. You lose a lot of electrolytes. So have you ever seen a person who works out a lot drink a Gatorade after?
Yeah.
Well, did you know that the greens are natural electrolytes and you don't get a bunch of dyes and you don't get a bunch of sugar and artificial ingredients?
Okay.
Yeah, so that's just one example. So when you get people like that, remove yourself away from it, educate yourself a little bit more. And if it's your husband, get him on this. Show him this. What you need to do with your husband, you need to sit him down and you need to say, listen, these are naturalist doctors that formulated these products. This company has $1 billion in revenue almost a year. It's been around for 15 years. They've been recognized by Forbes, Inc. 500. You don't get that type of success with something that doesn't work. And when it's a naturalist doctor, let me tell you the certifications they have to go through. They have to go through everything a regular doctor goes through, everything, all the training. But then they do additional training on top of that for naturalists. And that's what an ND, N is in Nancy, ND instead of an MD is. And that's the people that formulate our products. Now, the reason why we really talk supplements a lot of the time, does he take a multivitamin?
Yeah.
Okay, why isn't he taking yours? Ask him that. He should be taking your multivitamin.
I know.
Okay, so our bodies, between the environment, between what we put in our mouth, and between our soils being over-farmed, are very nutrient deprived, okay? Now, the reason why we take multivitamins, so let's just skip to the Vital Core. That's our main multivitamin is Vital Core Nutrition. You can do all these tests to test your body every single day to see what vitamin you're deficient in. And that's going to depend on what you ate the day before, what type of stress you had the day before, what types of things you were around. Or you can take a multivitamin and just cover all your bases. It's like filling a Swiss cheese hole gaps, right? And that's why people take multivitamins, because to test yourself every single day, and really you need to do it probably a couple times a day with thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. So we just take a multivitamin. So these are concentrated whole foods that are our products. We're not giving people medication. We're getting concentrating whole foods, real foods, putting them in supplements and helping people fill their gaps. So Vital Core, difference between Vital Core and probably his multivitamin, it's very, very absorbing. So go put his multivitamin in a glass of water and go put yours in a glass of water and see which one actually dissolves. I used to work in a pathology lab, and we would see people come in with just built up one-a-days stuck in their colon. I used to talk to this guy that worked for a porta potty company, and he said that the number one thing they find in porta potties is multivitamins, just whole multivitamins pooped out, because people are buying these things that aren't absorbing into their bodies. So ours, it has a patented time release, and it absorbs. You'll see it breaks down. It's made out of food. It's not made in a laboratory. It's made out of real whole food. So that's why when it comes to our products, I mean, these are like God-made foods. It's not some sort of laboratory experiment someone put together. And that's where I really get passionate about that. So that being said, the multivitamin, it's Vital Core Nutrition. It's got all the core multivitamins you would need. The reason why it's not super high in iron is because men don't necessarily need a ton of iron. And that's why, like, you might need to take a little bit, supposedly, if you're pregnant. But it also, another thing that sets our vitamin apart, Vital Core Nutrition, is that it has a metabolic blend, so it helps balance your metabolism. It has a digestive blend, so it helps put out the bad stuff and keep the good stuff in. And it has a mind energy blend. So anxiety and depression can actually stem from nutritional deficiencies. So I usually, people that have really bad anxiety and depression, I'm like, let's do Vital Core, the greens, and Confianza. Let's just see what we can do to help get your mind right.
So my brother's in nursing school, and today, so both of us really struggle with anxiety and depression. Hey, speaking of the devil. Oh, okay. Oh my God, he literally just came to tell me his results from Confianza. That's funny. Okay. Well, no, because he was feeling lightheaded and dizzy, which is one of the side effects we have of not taking the medicine that our doctor's given us. And I was like, oh, wait. And because he had run out, so he was like, hey, can I have one of your medicines? I was like, actually, I just ordered Confianza and it just came in. So can you take it and be my guinea pig? And he was like, okay. And he's in nursing school and also very like, well, I'm not going to put this in my body unless I know exactly. And like took the time and like researched it and looked through all the ingredients, and he was like, okay, I'll take it. It's like that gave me so much peace, just being like, he is so meticulous with like things.
Yeah, and when it comes to your husband, take him on to grab like a few of your favorite products and go on to NIH.gov and just start researching the ingredients. And that'll probably help him a little bit too.
We spent 2 hours before he left. We spent 2 hours, not left me, but left deployed. But and he was like looking at articles and going through things and looking up ingredients and stuff. He was like, nobody knows anything about these things, and like
he's just not looking in the right spots. NIH.gov is going to be your most valuable source because it's approved by the FDA, which is like the hardest thing to do, is to get articles approved that FDA says XYZ. But we can go back to your husband's stuff later because we have a lot of products to go through.
Yeah, so sorry, everyone.
No, it's totally fine. I just want to make sure that everyone gets the information that they came here for. But totally hit me up after.
This is being recorded, yes?
Yes, it is.
Awesome, okay.
Yeah. So, New You. So the New You is a body revitalizing formula. You take 2 at night and 1 in the morning. It stimulates your body's natural production of HGH. So we all produce HGH, which is the human growth hormone. It's what helps different things, like even our eyesight, grays in our hair, our nail strength, our libido can be, if you don't know what libido means, that's sex drive. Our libido can be run by HGH and testosterone. Women, we need testosterone as well. That's another hormonal imbalance. If you find yourself that you have a lack of sex drive, or men with erectile dysfunction, they usually have low testosterone levels. You'll hear those commercials on the radio. They have a guy here, and do you suffer from low T? That's low testosterone. Yvonne knows what I'm talking about. I always hear that commercial. And New You actually helps your body create HGH of its own accord. So a lot of like bodybuilders shoot up HGH. I know women that had to shoot up HGH because it even helps like bone density and your memory. and I had a lady that had like none of it. Here's the problem with actually just giving your body HGH. When you give your body these synthetic hormones, your body starts getting used to getting it. Same with taking birth control, same with taking menopause medications. Your body's now getting hormones. It's like, all right, you're giving it to me. I don't need to make it. Your body starts getting used to it and stops making it of its own accord. So New You will stimulate your body to make it on its own. It's promoting your body to start making it. So it's high in BCAAs, which is branched-chain amino acids. Those help repair the muscle and build a lean muscle. So this is a great product for people that work out. It helps give you a really amazing night's sleep and keep you energized too after just getting a few hours. You'll have some crazy dreams, I promise you. So I recommend this to like people that have PTSD and trouble sleeping. I recommend it to people that have insomnia and wake up several times a night. I recommend it to people that are trying to build a lean muscle. I recommend it to people with low libido. I mean, that's a big problem in a lot of marriages is that wife doesn't want to have sex or husband can't have sex or whatever. So those are just different people that I recommend that to. I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, it promotes circulation throughout the body as well. So people that have circulation issues, I will recommend it to them as well. And that's why you tend to get a higher sex drive too, because now you're getting more oxygen and circulation to those areas. Okay, so go ahead, Kayla. You had a question.
Can you go away? My husband's over here talking. I did have a question because I do have, so I know that in other trainings it says not to take it before age 30. I am 25, I'm almost 26, but I do suffer from PTSD, insomnia. I have night terrors, things like that. I'm medicated for it, but I'm wondering how that works.
So the reason why they say not before 30 is because we start losing our HGH. It's every study, any study, not just it works studies. Every study, every medical study will show that at age 30, we start losing our HGH production at about that age. Okay. And every year it's almost cut in half. So the reason why they say that, and that's why they say that. However, you've already had kids. Yeah. Your hormones are already going in a different direction. You have PTSD. So again, hormones are going in a different direction. Of course, if you have concerns, check with your doctor. But if I were in your situation, I personally would play with it.
No, I have. That's why I'm asking, because the first I actually noticed I didn't know it was like it helps with your hormones. And so, like I said, I am going to get checked out for hormones, but I noticed the first couple of days, like I can't take hormonal birth control because I get really bad migraines. I have irretractable migraines. I noticed the first couple of days I started to get migraines. I've taken it for like 2 weeks and those are gone now, but I'm like, I've tried it and I'm like wondering how that works with everything, So,
they say if you get too much HGH, what you can suffer from is irregular periods, and you can also suffer from like enlarged hands and feet.
Oh.
Which is, it's usually like you see it in like young teenage boys a lot.
Okay.
So, but you would like start to notice, like if, like I think we had like a 24-year-old got on it without us knowing one time, and she started, like, she missed a period or two, and we're like, what are you doing? She's like, well, I'm taking the New You. We're like, you don't have kids, like you don't need to take that. Mm-hmm. So that was just my experience.
With my hormones though, that should, because I've had like 4 kids and stuff, like this should help with that hormone imbalance.
I can't, because of we're being recorded and all that stuff, so I can't say that it's going to help.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I can say it's worth a try.
It's worth a try, right?
There's been people that have had positive results in taking it in that sense. So.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Regular, since it's here and it's a quick one, is pretty self-explanatory. It is a gentle colon cleanse, different from the cleanse itself, because the cleanse itself is actually taking bad bacteria out and adding good nutritional bacteria back in. Regular is more of like a sustained everyday. That would be a great one for, like, again, Crohn's people, IBS people, eczema, rosacea. What's the other skin one? Eczema, rosacea, and there's another one. I can't think of it right now. We had a guy that had it, but he took the regular and the greens, which had the probiotics in it, and he ended up becoming a distributor because it worked so well for his skin. So also probiotic skin issues, like people that have eczema and things like that. Sometimes it's a digestive issue that's going on. So regular, very, very self-explanatory, supports healthy colon health. It's not going to make you poop your pants, okay? You take it before you go to bed. But yeah, Confianza improves your focus, fights fatigue, helps your body cope with all the stress that life throws at you. It has natural adaptogens. Adaptogens are something that when that stress hits you, your nerves tend to go crazy, and that's what creates this like reaction from you, and you just feel anxious, right? You have anxiety because your nerves are going crazy. So what Confianza does is it has these adaptogens that tell your nerves to just adapt instead of freak out. So it's like sending better signals. It's helping your nerves cope better. Now, this is different from like a anxiety medication. Anxiety medications tend to dull you. They dull the good and the bad. So, for example, one of the reasons I became such a believer in everything, my sister was institutionalized 3 times when we first started, when I had Reese. She was in a psych ward, severe anxiety and depression, to the point where she was found places like in the middle of medians, like going crazy. She didn't know she was there. Jordan, please no. And so we got her on the greens, the Vital Core. Again, depression, anxiety stems from nutritional deficiencies. Vital Core is a mind energy blend, and we got her on the Confianza. And I mean, you guys on here who have met my sister wouldn't even know that she had ever experienced something like that. Cynthia's met my sister. I think Kyla might have met my sister. Alicia's met my sister. So that's something that's really helped her. Now these other meds, these psych meds, anxiety meds, would actually throw her into a crazy spell. She would get even worse. She would start like hurting people, like physically hurting people, because her mind was like, what are you doing to me? Like it just freaked her mind out. A lot of like depression meds are called benzos. So basically, when you take this benzo, in that moment you feel good. You feel a high. And when the benzo wears off, you're even lower than before. And that's what a benzo does, and why these things can be so dangerous, these medications. So again, you know, going back and talking to your husband and saying, you know, this is like preventative. This is something that's not going to create these crazy side effects, you know. Every medication now, you have to take another medication to counteract the effects of the first, and it's just a vicious cycle. So food can be medication as well, and these are those concentrated whole foods. Anti-stress formula. Again, if people have trouble going to sleep at night, like physically getting their mind off of things, I would recommend Confianza. If you have trouble focusing, I usually try to take it before these Zooms because I could just ramble and go off topic, which I did not take today, but hopefully it doesn't show. Any questions on Confianza? I would recommend.
I have a question.
Yeah, real quick, because a lot of people are going to go, well, should I recommend it to my friends that have depression? Yeah, recommend it, but don't say, hey, get off your anxiety meds and take this now. You know, like, be smart about it. Tell them to go to their doctor and say, hey, I'm working on a new lifestyle change. Can we work together to see how this works with me slowly coming off of these? And that's their job, is to work with them on that. but they need to be in communication with them to do that. Go ahead. Sorry. What's your question?
Okay, will this help with like energy? I have a really hard time with energy. I have depression and anxiety and stuff, but my energy level is just really bad and it doesn't help. My anxiety and depression meds doesn't help.
I've had people it does help with that. So they take it first thing in the morning. I do have people that have gone off of meds completely, but I have noticed that those people, they take like 6 a day, sometimes more, like anywhere between 4 and 6 a day, which I have a girl that buys like 3 bottles a month. But that's what works for her, and she doesn't like that feeling of a lot of people that take depression meds, guys, they can't have sex. Like, I hate to keep going back to that, but like, we had in our family a family member that was on it, and they were having marital issues because that's a big part of it, is being intimate, and she didn't even want it. So, you know, these can change someone's life in a sense of saving a marriage, for God's sake. So, it does help some people with the improvement of energy. My suggestion, guys, we are always on our phones, working our business and on a computer. You got to get up and get away from it. Those phones give that instant gratification of, oh, I have a notification, oh, I have a message, and you're immediately to that. And there's so many studies that show that can lead to depression. You need to physically, most of us have addictions to our phones. You've got to step away from it and go exercise and go do something for yourself, because that's going to get the different, I'm listening to a book right now, and he's talking about the different hormones that go through, the different things that you need to get you happy. You've got to step away from it sometimes. I wanted to mention that since we're on that topic of depression and anxiety. Regular relief. Any other questions on Confianza before we move on? Oh my gosh, we only have 15 minutes. See, I could talk all freaking night. Relief is to support joint cartilage and promote healthy, flexible joint movement. Glucosamine and chondroitin are something that many chiropractors recommend for people that have joint pain and arthritis and that aren't creating a good amount of cartilage in their joints. And again, go to NIH.gov, type in chondroitin, glucosamine, and cartilage, or in arthritis, and you'll find all kinds of great studies on it. It also has, now why would someone take this over just glucosamine and chondroitin? Well, everything in it together works synergistically. It has zinc, it has magnesium, several other ingredients that they all work together to give maximum support in the joints. It does help promote healthy cartilage growth as well. So I recommend this to people that have rheumatoid arthritis. I recommend it to athletes. I recommend it to people that have like bone spurs or heel spurs. That's a really great one. I love when I'm asking for product models or testers, I will say, like, do you suffer from joint pain? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, you gotta just give us a try. 29 bucks a month. We had a lady had rheumatoid arthritis and her hands were so swollen, and she just, after a few days using it, her hands went down, the inflammation. It's pretty cool. Any questions on that before I move on? Trying to speed through some. No? Okay. It's Vital Complete Nutrition Pack includes the Vital Core, the omegas, and the minerals. So it's 3 products in one, just in a pack. So omegas, they boost heart health, and they keep joints moving. So omegas are also very good for joint lubrication. And my chiropractor, he recommends like double omegas to everybody, but ours are triple strength omegas, which is why, again, the price is a little bit higher. 23 bucks a month. They might go pay 10 bucks for some fish oils. The quality is very, very high on the fish oil itself, and they're triple strength. So instead of them having to take 3 or 4 of them, they're taking 1. Omegas are also very good for people with high cholesterol. But in back pain, I always recommend it. It's just something good to take every day to help lubricate those joints and fight inflammation. Also good for memory. Any other questions on omegas? No? Okay, so minerals keeps the bones strong and your heart healthy with premium mineral blend. Now, the important thing I think again here is synergy with this vitamin, because you're not just taking vitamin D. You're not just taking vitamin K. All those things are working together. You're not taking just calcium or something like that, because overtaking calcium can create calcium deposits, which is a big issue and painful. So all these things are working together to get these vitamins in the right place to do the right thing. So again, synergy on that. Now this also has high amounts of zinc. Zinc, this is a proven fact that zinc boosts your body's T cells. T cells are things that help you fight off infection. So fight off the flu or fight off. So there was a big study done on what are Amish communities, because Amish kids never get sick, like very rarely get sick, but they grow up around livestock, and growing up around livestock actually helps people boost their T cells. So they have all these crazy T cells, and they hardly get allergies, and they hardly get hay fever, and they hardly get valley fever, because they have this immunity of T cells that just fights those things off. So zinc actually boosts T cell production. I got really super sick with vertigo, and again went to my chiropractor who's a naturopath, and he was like, I had stopped taking the New You and my minerals, which they both have really good ingredients to boost T cells. He's like, did you change something? And I was like, yeah, and I've been working a lot. And he's like, you need to get back up on your zinc, because that's going to boost your T cells. So just fun little fact with that, which is why the Complete Nutrition Pack is just a good deal. Any questions on the minerals before we move on? Oh, really quick, one more thing. Sorry. People that are low in iron. You'll find a lot of people that have low iron levels, which makes them tired all the time. It can make them bruise easily, just really low energy levels. They can take iron all day long, and their iron levels never go up. They eat leafy greens all day long, iron levels just won't go up. Most of the time it's because they are mineral deficient. Minerals act like magnets in the body to attract iron. So the greens have a high amount of minerals in them too. So that's why you'll see people that are anemic. Anemic means low in iron. Anemic people that take the greens will find that their iron levels shoot up, because now, or if they take the minerals too, now all of a sudden they've got these magnets in their body that are keeping the iron in it, okay, instead of them just taking iron all day long and not getting results. So I'm sorry, the girl that was talking about her husband that had issues, that's a great point to him. He was like, how do you know that we even need this stuff? Well, that's a perfect example. I mean, we have shot up over the years of the number of anemic people in our country, simply, again, because our soils are over-farmed. They're nutrient deficient, they are mineral deficient. So again, really great product with that. So people that are anemic are low in iron, greens, or minerals, or both, whichever. Questions on the minerals? This is like really boring, right? Are you guys super bored? Okay, I hope not. I can get really super geeky. Let's talk about the cleanse since they have it here, and I'll end probably with the greens because I could talk a lot about those. Our cleanse is super different from others. It's a 2-day. You can eat while you're on it. You just have to be healthy about it. You have to drink a lot of water. So the difference between our cleanse and other cleanses is most of the time you can't eat on those because they're super harsh. They are just stripping all these toxins out, which is great, right? and you'll find people that are shitting their pants on these different cleanses, and they can't go to work for a couple of days because they're on this cleanse, right? Well, ours is not like that. The reason why we chose not to do that is because when you strip your body like that, it's a shock. It is a shock to the body, and then you are now leaving that GI, the place where 80% of your health belongs, completely stripped. So what we decided to do is do a gentle toxin removal, and then we have a proprietary nutritional blend. So you'll see on the back of a cleanse, it's got 2 proprietary blends. One is for removal of the toxins, and one is for adding back in that really good bacteria. The aloe vera gel, the blue agave, those are all have probiotic and prebiotic fiber. So again, that good bacteria. And that's why I really love our cleanse. I recommend it. That's kind of one that sells itself. It's a great kickstart to people. So a good kickstart, people with, again, digestive issues, people even with like GERD or reflux, sometimes it's just that they need a good cleanse and to get some things out. You can cleanse once a week if you'd like. I recommend cleansing once a month for every bad year of eating. So if you've got someone that's been eating bad for the past 20 years, just giving them one cleanse is not going to do it. Sometimes people might even gain just doing the one on that because they are just backed up with literally SHIT. So encourage them to do maybe a couple. Any questions on the cleanse? No? Okay. Energy drinks, again, different. Some and over-the-counter energy drinks contain things like taurine and other, I can't think of it, niacin maybe? I can't think of it right now. Taurine, and your body naturally makes taurine. So when you, again, synthetically make it, you're really messing with things. So you're going to find people that are addicted to these energy drinks have really hard time sleeping at night. They usually have bad blood sugar levels if they're really super addicted. So ours is got a higher amount of sugar, but that sugar is derived directly from fruit. It's called crystalline fructose. Crystalline fructose has a glycemic index of 20, whereas like regular sugar has 80, and then glucose has like 100, meaning the higher it is up on the glycemic index, the more it spikes your blood sugar. So again, going back to that apple versus the candy bar, apple and a candy bar, same amount of sugar. Again, the apple is made with real fruit sugars, so it doesn't spike your blood sugar quite as much. So that's why, you know, it's a little bit better in that sense. It's made with natural stimulants, so it makes your body, it helps give that sustained energy throughout the day, not that crazy jolt and then crash. It gives you that sustained energy throughout the day. So when people are like, yeah, but it's like $3 a can, even as a loyal customer, I'm like, okay, so you're paying $2.50 a can for your Red Bull. You got 2 for $5 at Circle K, congratulations. But you need 3 in a day just to do what mine did. So I'm saving you money, plus you're supporting local. So give mine a try, all right? Come on, help a girl out. You know what I mean? So I think it tastes amazing. We bought 5 cases when they did that buy one, get one free deal. So we bought 5 and got 5 free. And y'all know like how that was not that long ago and we are down to 1 case. So yeah, we have a problem. They're delicious. Again, I like to use it like a pre-workout. Any questions on energy drinks before we go? No? Okay. Essential oils and then the greens. Essential oils, so many different uses. I'll probably have to do a whole different training on that. Lavender helps with sleep at night. It's a natural like antibacterial. So what I will do, I'll put lavender and lemon in a bath for my girls. They have all, you know, all those bath toys they put in there, and then after about a week they're moldy. I have not washed my kids' bath toys in 6 months because I use a lavender and lemon, and it naturally cleans them as they take a bath. There's no mold on them whatsoever. The lavender is good for diffusing. Just yesterday, my girls both had like swollen shut eyes and goopy. I did fractionated coconut oil, a drop of lavender, put it here around the eye, 15 minutes, wiped it clean. By nighttime, they were completely fine. I diffused tea tree by them as well. Tea tree is a natural bug repellent. You can clean with these. You can clean wounds with these. You can help sleep better. There's just so many different things you can do with oils. I make sugar scrubs with them. I make candles with them. You can sell these candles at events and make your money back. You can give them as party favors for guests. There's so many things you can do with oils, and I'm just still learning on all of them. So I'm not going to go too deep into that because we only have a few more minutes. So let's save oil questions for private or for after. We'll do some other different training on them. Last but not least, we didn't talk about the shakes or Profit. Let's talk about that. Difference between shakes and Profit. Both great products. Profit is 50% of the protein comes from whey, and the other 50% comes from soy. It's non-GMO fermented soy, which is super important for soy freaks because that's the non-hormonal version of it. It's made with stevia, so again, really low in calories, low in sugar, low in carbs. But one protein source absorbs very quickly into the muscle, another absorbs very slowly. So usually it's a great fit for people to get that immediate and then more of a sustained absorption of protein into the muscle. Protein is like what feeds our muscles, okay? I'm almost done, buddy. So protein, you can't just take protein and build muscle, okay, guys? That's my favorite question. I want to build muscle. I want to build a leaner muscle. And I'm going to take your protein to do it. And I'm like, okay, do you work out, though? Like, do you lift weights? They're like, no, I just sit on the elliptical for 20 minutes a day. So am I going to get, like, big muscles? Like, no, you have to tear the muscle and build it up lean by adding, like, a good source protein. The shake itself is a vegan, plant-based protein. I prefer that, to be honest. I thought I might prefer the taste of the Profit better. Both are, again, really great products. I love the shake and what it does for regularity. Plant-based protein is really probably the best source of protein you can get. So that product, guys, is amazing. That is an amazing product. I make homemade frappuccinos with it. I have a concentrated organic cold pressed coffee I get from Costco for like $7. It's 15 servings. I throw that, half a banana, my vanilla protein, some ice, and some almond milk. It's a homemade frappuccino. It all in all cost me about $2, $2.25, with even the cost of the protein. And I get like a venti size, or is that what the large is called over at Starbucks? I get this giant frappuccino, and it's delicious, and I have amazing energy from it because I love getting caffeine. I used to not, but now I'm a mom of two with a job and a business, so I don't sleep much. Any questions on the shake or the Profit before I go on to the greens?
Okay, I have a quick question because I know I talk too much. Anyway, so I used to use, before I found It Works, I used to use Herbalife, and they have a meal replacement shake. And so I think I talked to someone about it, but I know I can't take the Profit because it has dairy in it, but the shake, would that be good as a meal replacement, or is it just like a post-workout or like?
You can blend stuff in it to make it a meal replacement. I personally do like 4 to 5 meals a day. So I do use it as a meal replacement. It keeps your metabolism up to do small meals throughout the day. You just don't want to get you to that really super hungry point. You know what I mean? Because then you're just dropping your metabolism. And that's why they want to stay away from that. Now, that's a good point. The difference between our shakes and our Profit and competitors, 99% of competitors have artificial sugars in their products, including Herbalife. The only one I haven't seen that doesn't have, the only one that I know doesn't have it is Shakeology. and that is twice the cost of ours. Now, remember what I said about artificial sugars. That creates an insulin resistance. Also, they are toxins, and fat, infection, disease feed on toxins to continue to grow, guys. So long term, artificial sugars even can create something called leaky gut syndrome, where you have like problems where you can poop your pants pretty much. And that's something I personally experienced, unfortunately. And that's where my IBS came from. So long term, I mean, I just think that we have a really amazing product. For the quality and it being non-GMO and non-hormonal, it's great. It's amazing. I mean, if you're using it as a meal replacement for $2 a day, I mean, shoot, that's not a bad deal. Does help sustain that, keep hunger away a lot of the times as well. Any other questions on that? Yeah, family call is on. I'll just leave you with this. I have a YouTube video that talks about the difference between greens and green chews. Green chews has prebiotic fibers. It also doesn't detox and alkalize like the powder. And greens I pretty much recommend to everyone. If people have high blood pressure issues, I always recommend the chews. And that's kind of just a short synopsis of the greens, but I could literally go on the greens for like ever. So
where can we find this video recording?
On my YouTube channel. If you just search Melissa Martin, Malissa, there's like 90 or 100 videos on there. It's probably way back, so you have to like filter to where you can see all the videos.
Oh, I'm talking about this one from tonight because it's recorded.
Oh yeah, it'll be on my YouTube channel. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take notes.
Yeah, no problem. Any other questions before we get on the family call?
What is the website you recommended again?
NIH.gov. Now, you can't just type in like glucosamine. You got to do like glucosamine and joint pain, or chromium and diabetes. You know, like the stuff that you want to see why it helps that, put those two words together and then search.
All right, got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for being on, guys. Any other questions before we go? No? Okay. Cool. Thanks for being on, guys. Have a great night. Let's hop on the family call. Bye.